Good day, everyone. I'm Joana Patrice Gratuito from the Salle University, Manila, Philippines. I will be presenting the study, The Impact of Command Buttons, Entry Fields, and Graphics on Single Usability Metric. My co-authors in this study are Gabriel, John De Leon, and Ronaldo Polancos, also from the Salle University. In the recent years, website became an integral part of an organization because of its ability to minimize facility costs and widen target market. This has not only transforms the way of doing business, but also the expectations of customers. Thus, it is important to continuously evaluate and improve such services. A way to do this is to consider usability as indicator of a successful web design. The system studied is a website of Professional Regulation Commission to accommodate the board examinees, board passers, and all individuals required of any board exam. The process of user registration is crucial for a government-operated website because every user's identity must be verified. Several design issues were encountered by the users upon using the previously mentioned website. Among these are undistinguishable buttons, ambiguous labels, captions, confusing text box positioning, and numerous graphics resulting to disorderly layout. In improving the current system, different design factors were established through extensive literature review in relation to the design issues previously discussed. These are command buttons, entry fields, and graphics. This design factor is further described by three sub-factors: visual properties, labels, and order. Visual properties can also be described as affordance, wherein the buttons should look like buttons that are clickable. According to Cohen and Demchak, visual indicators are non-content devices for directing the attention of learners to visually display thematically important information. Babbage also mentioned that there are a variety of familiar designs to show dimensionality of an object, and the clearest among them is a field button with shadows. The label of a button should clearly and concisely indicate what it does. It should describe its action to avoid misleading. According to Garrett et al., proper usage of labels help in creating an optimized and organized user interface. The literature on order of buttons such as previous and next varies and no clear agreement is posed to whether which must come first. However, Babbage mentioned that it is logical that the button that moves the user forward should be on the right while the button that moves the user backward should be placed on the left. Entry fields. According to Polancos, the entry fields are expected to have labels which will not cause confusion to users. This design factor is further described by four sub-factors: label length, text box position, format aids, and screen-based controls. Labels are informative descriptions of the data required in the text box, which helps users understand the entry that should be made. According to Alonso Vircos et al., ideally, label length must be short because extensively long captions distracts and tires users. The position of the text box is also as important as the label. According to Schumacher Jr., when a single label is associated with a single text box, it is strongly recommended that labels will appear on the left of the text box rather than above the text box. Several parts of the web pages also incorporate format aids to specify the desired response. Schumacher Jr. said that this adds to the visual clutter and must be used sparingly. Users must be able to distinguish the required and optional data fields. This is usually done by the aid of an asterisk. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that screen-based controls, also known as widgets, allow learners to interact with content and access activities. The graphics factor is further described by two sub-factors: placement and ratio. Condas et al. Said that the usage of graphics must not occupy the main space on the screen where visibility of important information is lost. Further, Leavitt and Schneiderman stated that web designers should not make images look like banner advertisements or gratuitous decorations that user will miss even though the graphic is larger than most graphics on the page. The appropriate combination of text and graphics in a web page contribute to a faster cognitive processing of a user. According to Lin et al., a ratio of graphics to text between 3:1 to 1:1 should be considered. The enhancement on the design factors aims to improve the efficiency, effectiveness, and satisfaction score of the website, which will result to a higher single usability measure. This can be seen in the conceptual framework presented in the figure on the screen. The single usability metric model was utilized to measure the degree of usability of the said system. The model shown in the figure is based in ANSI and ISO, stating that usability is defined by three dimensions: effectiveness, efficiency, and satisfaction. Single usability measure can be computed as follows. Efficiency score is described by the time on task metric. It is measured in terms of task time, which is the difference between the end and start time. Effectiveness score is described by the task completion rate and error rate metrics. Task completion rate is the ratio between the number of completed tasks successfully and the total number of tasks, while error rate is calculated by tallying the number of errors committed by the users, dividing it by the total opportunities for errors. The satisfaction score is measured using the System Usability Scale by Brook and Weirdmeister. Finally, this study has three hypotheses. These state that the design factors, especially their respective sub-design factors, have positive influence to the single usability measure. The established framework was assessed through a case study on the website of PRC Letters. In doing so, usability testing was conducted in the said site to serve as the design zero phase following the specified tasks. The testing process was screen recorded for a more accurate documentation. The development in the current system was done in Design 1 phase and was implemented through Visual Basic for applications in Microsoft Excel. The process of registration is imitated in the said program to apply the improvement on the previously defined design factors. This phase presents the task, metrics, and process sigma. The overview of the tasks carried out by the users are: open PRC Larry's website, register, sign in, edit profile, and then upload photo. The results of the Design Zero phase are as follows. It is worthy to note that completion rate is visibly low and errors are present in most of the tasks. Finally, the single usability metric value is at 2.04905. This phase presents the improvements made in the system, metrics, and the process sigma. In relation to the literature review conducted and presented in the previous slides, improvements were made as follow. The buttons are now filled with shadows, and the labels are straightforwardly describing the action. The next button is placed on the right side as it moves the user forward with the process. The back button is positioned at the left side of the form because it depicts a backward movement. Moving on to entry fields, the captions are limited to 1 up to 3 words. Also, short labels are placed at the left side of the text box instead on top. The explanation of certain entry fields is minimized to 1 to 2 words. The required fields are specified by asterisk, which is clearly placed beside the label. Moving on to the graphics factor. The graphics in a form are placed in the top, which functions as a banner or header. In every form, minimal to no graphics were used. Aside from the logo of the website and the symbol of each service, no other graphics was used. The results of the Design Zero phase are as follows. It is worthy to note that the completion rate is visibly high and no errors are present in most of the tasks in comparison to Design Zero results. Also, the satisfaction rate increased. Finally, the single usability measure value is at 2.49943, which is evidently higher than of Design Zero. The improved value of single usability measure verified the usefulness of the established framework, especially the design factors. Given the contributions of this study, the design was still not able to reach the 3 sigma level. It is necessary to conduct further study on the site and uncover opportunities for improvement. Other area of exploration can be on implementation of the design factors in different websites which can strongly justify the effectiveness of the framework. Further, the design must be further iterated to achieve a higher single usability measure reaching up to Six Sigma level. In relation to this, a more extensive review of literature must be done to uncover more design factors. That is all for this study. Thank you all for listening.